Hey y'all, welcome to Sweet Tea and Butterflies. I am participating in the What Would You Make challenge this time. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Avery and Addie, my granddaughters. I love y'all. I miss you, and I hope to hear from you at some point soon. So, with the collaboration, we have Brenda with Rustic and Lace and Divine Designs as our hosts, and Touched by Time at Lear, I'm not sure how to pronounce that word, is our guest host. So let's get started with DIY number one. I'm still kind of on a patriotic kick. So if y'all are over patriotic stuff, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of all over the place. I've just been whatever floats my fancy at the time. So I had somebody build me a rail for my steps here at the house, and this little triangle piece of wood here, or sort of, triangle piece of wood here, was laying, underneath one of the chairs out there, and because he knows to leave my scraps. He was like, he knows to leave any scraps of wood for me because I'm going to craft with them. So I saw that, and like I said, I've been in a patriotic mode, so I was like, that kind of reminds me of a folded up flag, how they fold, I was like, so I went looked them up, pictures of them folded and everything, and the majority of them, only the stars and only the blue with the stars show when they're properly folded for the majority of them that I saw. So I went with that. And that's what this is a representation of. Obviously, I wish I had had more of the teeny tiny stars. I only had 2 left in that pack. So, I'm the next size up, which I think are entirely too big. But it is what it is. I did it. And I painted that with Admiral Blue by Apple Barrel. I think it's Admiral Blue. Yes. And I painted the stars with Apple Barrel's Antique White. So then I turned around and I also, distressed the edges because it is I like the rustic, primitive, vintage looks. So if you do decide to recreate this, if distressing isn't your thing, you do you. Do what you like, because it's gonna likely be displayed in your home or whatever. So yeah, I was messing around with these stars here, and honestly, I probably should have stuck with the 3 stars on it. 3 stars on each side, but instead I've got 4 stars on each side, and it doesn't suit me, but it is what it is. They're there, and I think I used wood glue to put them on there. I used hot glue. I used hot glue, so I might be able to take them off and go get some smaller stars, and who knows? We'll see. I may do that. I may not. But yeah, we'll see what I feel like. I'm trying my best to get back kind of in the swing of the collaborations and being more consistent. That's the word I'm looking for, consistent with my posting. But I start my second round of chemotherapy Tuesday. So I don't know. It's going to be full strength chemo, 2 different chemos. So I don't know how it's going to affect me. So I will take each day as it comes, and I will just keep doing like I have been doing through this. And, I will be prepared for the possible worst and hope for the best and navigate it the best I can. I've been definitely work, making sure I keep a positive mindset here, and that's what's going to get me through, you know, the most is my mindset. So I'm staying positive. I have faith that there's a purpose for me having to go through this fight for a second time. Um, and unfortunately, the good Lord does not always show to us what his reasoning behind stuff is. So it'll become evident when he's ready for it to become evident. All right. So while I was waiting for my stars and my little triangle flag there to dry, I took this mason jar sign and gave it um, a couple of coats of the Admiral Blue. I think I indicated on here that I was going to do 2 coats, but I think I may have had to do 3 to cover up the design and all that. That was on there just way too good, and I honestly I didn't have the patience to try to pull it off of there. And with 3 coats of paint on there, it never bubbled, nothing. So I probably would have fought with it more than anything, just trying to clean it off. So I left it alone. And then I took this wood round. I think it's a 3-inch wood round. And decoupaged it. And I'm putting our a design on it, patriotic design again. It's a mason jar with different red, white, and blue flowers and whatnot in it. And for the most part, the patriotic stuff that I've been making, you could kind of leave up, I mean, it's not in your face patriotic for the most part. Especially, like this one and the last projects I did. They're not like in your face patriotic. They've got the color scheme and whatnot, but so, you could leave them up at all of the summer if you wanted to. All year round if you want to, in my opinion. I mean, who says that we only have to can only be patriotic on certain holidays or times a year, right? Am I right? We're Americans. We can do what we want. If we want to hang patriotic decor year round, we can do that. That's the beauty of it. But anyway, so I decoupaged that on there, and then I put 2 of the little wood blocks from Dollar Tree on the back because I wanted to lift it up, raise it up, and just provide some dimension so it wasn't everything just on there flat, and then I did some more stars. I did 2 smaller ones in antique white and 2 of the other ones in the real red, I believe. Or it might have been crimson. It was crimson by Waverly. Oh no, it was the real red. My bad. I was right the first time. So I got those colored and whatnot and ready to put on. And then so I got those painted and waited for them to dry. And I am going to have to pause here for just a little bit. I will be right back. Okay, back to it. So sorry about that. My timing all day has been off. Alright, so I put the stars on there. I'm not 100% happy with this particular project. I may rearrange some things, I don't know. I may leave it alone. Just because, who knows? With me, you never know. I tied a little twine bow and put it on there and called it good. Oh, now I've got the yawnies. I can't win. I'm sorry, y'all. Now we're on to DIY number 3. So, I've got these printables that I got. I got these. They were free from a Facebook thing. I think it's the same one. I will try to remember to put it in the description box. They do a lot of free printables. So I've seen this concept on YouTube several times. And I decided, well, I was feeling kind of lazy and didn't feel like taking and having to perfectly tape a piece of tissue paper to cardstock to run through my printer to do, So I was like, okay, let me try this technique. So I did. And it worked. You put a little bit of packing tape on there on the back of, because I printed this on regular computer paper. And you'll notice here, you saw the size piece of tape that I put. Well, I was able with this particular one to just keep going. Even past where the tape was, it grabbed that paper and it just kept, so, and it kind of thins it out. Now you have to do it slow. You don't want to go ripping because, what happens when we get in a hurry? We always screw it up if we get in a hurry, right? So, I use that technique in getting, thinning the paper that the printables are on. And you can see, I've got this sped up a little bit, but you can see how, how slow I took it in doing that. So I'm using the top 2, the first 2 at the top. Oh, I guess I decided I was going to finish that strip down the middle part right there. Yep, I did. That's me. I can't leave it half, I would have decided, oh, I'm going to go use that, and then I would have ended up screwing it up because it wasn't, I didn't thin it down all the way through. So anyway, I'm using the top 2, and I used a paintbrush with some water, just went around it so that I could tear it. And honestly, with how I did these, that really doesn't, it doesn't make a difference. I could have cut it out and put it on there, and you'll see what I mean here in a little bit. But I took it. Now, if you're not going to frame this in a manner of speaking, then yeah, you could do the tear method and kind of blend it in with on your block or whatever. But anyway, so that's what I did. And I must have, when I was going through editing, I don't know. Seems to me I could have at least sped this part up a little bit more or something. I know y'all have probably seen the tear method before. I mean, most people who get on here looking for, watching craft videos, they have, their dedicated ones that they watch and whatnot. And I know that just about every crafter that I've seen and watched or spent any time watching on YouTube has at least once shown this, the tear method for decoupage stuff. But hey, just in case, just in case you haven't seen that, let me waste your time with it some more. No, just kidding. So, I took and sanded the sides of these. Oh, pardon me. Here we go with the yawns again. So, this came out of one of those packs from Hobby Lobby that have like 8 of like the little rectangular, the oval, and the circle pieces of wood. So that's um what these came out of. So sorry. Now the chemo brain kicks in. I get sidetracked. I find it even harder to have a conversation anymore, especially with somebody who, me and my daughter-in-law were talking, and she was getting excited about ideas for, crafts and whatnot, and her friend Cheyenne was over, and I was talking, and Cheyenne would say something not, out loud, not thinking, and I would lose track. I had issues with that before, but oh my God, chemo brain, it's terrible. It's probably fixing to get even worse. You're probably going to have great laughs at my expense, and that's okay as we go down the road. Anyway, I used the Waverly Crimson on that. That's air dry clay that I did in a frame mold. And for some reason I didn't show me gluing it on. I didn't show me gluing this one on either. But I did two of them. I did one with a red frame and one with a blue frame. So the red frame one, I went ahead and painted it before I put it on the thing, and I had done it ahead of time and let it dry. Well, it wasn't quite the right size, so I kind of had to stretch it. So this one I made with the clay, right, and then immediately put it on. I adhered them on with the super glue wood glue, and then both of them I clear waxed over the frame and the picture, as you'll see here. What I did to one, I did to the other for the most part. So I clear waxed. The only difference being between the two was with the red one, because that color red was too bright for that print. I took antique wax and went around it, around the frame with the antique wax to kind of darken it, to darken that red a little bit. And with the blue one, I dry brushed some of the antique white on there to bring out the details. So those are the that's the difference that I had done with with these, because the blue is also a darker, and that's Admiral blue, by the way, is also a little bit darker than what the red was, but the antique wax kind of darkened that red down to where it fit the vibe of the print much better. So here, and I was just very lightly dry brushing. The first spot that I was trying to dry brush, I got a little heavy-handed on, but then the rest of it did fine. So here's the sort of the final reveal where I'm showing you the projects, kind of turning it around in my hand and everything. That's the little flag, and this is the mason jar. And here are now these, you can, my idea for these was to make magnets out of them, but I could not find my magnets, so I need to find my magnets to put on them. I found some at Dollar Tree and bought them that have like a purple backing on them, and I was just like, nah, I'm not okay with that. Those would be tacky looking on the back of this. All right, so any of you that feel led to buy me a coffee, it would be appreciated. It's not required, of course. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all those good things. And with the buy me a coffee too, it gives you where you can sell stuff on the buy me a coffee. You can have a shop. I have some of the sublimatable air freshies in there, with the cervical cancer awareness ribbon, designed with some that has like some roses and stuff around it. If you're interested in purchasing, you can go hit that and do that as well. And I thank y'all for sticking by my craziness and watching. Thank you so much and have a great day.